Welcome to AltJake Takes On.
Hello again, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. This is AltJake. You're listening to AltJake Takes On here with my buddy George, as usual. Want to give a quick shout out again to Chuck Franklin for that awesome intro. Man, it gets me fired up every time. How you doing today, George?
AI is something, isn't it?
It really is. See, that's what it should be used for. Not like, living people's lives for them and writing letters to their family or whatever I see weird commercials for, like stuff like that.
Pretty cool.
Like, who was it? Oh, it was Heyman when he was on Ariel Helwani was promoting what his AI is doing and being able to like make scenes of things that you couldn't film, like it was like a feudal Japan or whatever it was set up on, like where it looks more realistic than it can be, and you can't go back and film in those times. So that's what it should be used for, and not
it's cool
weird stuff. I love it.
Very cool.
Shout out to him, and he does our classic match of the week, and we'll have some other ones coming in for other things that we've got in the pipeline.
Oh, speaking of which,
yes,
I have a couple quick updates, like 3 of them.
Sweet.
One is for Sunday, and you can give that one.
Yeah,
for Sunday Spaces. So give that one.
All right, yeah. So this Sunday, I am traveling with my family. We're going to San Diego literally that morning, and we should arrive about an hour to a half hour before NXT Heatwave goes on. I will literally jump on. Like the goal is to be on right at 7 o'clock Eastern for Heatwave, and we'll do a Heatwave watch along on the Spaces. It'll be more of an open mic situation. We'll have some fun, see who wants to join us. If I'm a little bit late, that's why. I'll be able to tweet and kind of keep people updated for it. But the goal is to leave at 9 a.m. our time and get in at 3 p.m. our time here on the West Coast and make it. So yeah, I'll put out a tweet after we do this episode as well. But just want to let everybody know that is the plan. We're going to do a watch along for NXT Heatwave, which I'm really excited for. That should be good, which we will be previewing later in this show.
Okay, that's a good one. Second one, I went to remember I was telling you about the ESPN app on my TV and shit. Okay,
yeah.
When I went to bed last night, I looked at the ESPN app and it says put your television provider in under the settings heading there. So I went in and typed in YouTube TV and went to bed. Now I saw the 2 things come up that says $29.99 for unlimited. I'm like, fuck, I'm not spending that. So we'll just go to bed. I go to bed, wake up this morning, hit the ESPN app. I have ESPN Unlimited automatically.
Nice. Yep. So they rolled it out in parts. It's funny you say that. So remember when we had Old Head on the show on Sunday, we were talking about the show that he and I like to watch on weekly. It's called Rumor and Innuendo at noon Eastern every day on YouTube. One of the things that one of the things that they were talking about was how it was rolled out initially for iOS and iPhones first, and then Android was going to be second. And when he said that, I immediately thought of you. I'm like, oh, so yeah, they did they use whatever had the masses first. Most people more people have DirecTV, more people have iPhones. So it makes a lot of sense, which actually gives me some confidence in how they're doing it, because that's smart. Like that's a good way of business. Don't try to overload it and put everything out. Like roll it out as you go. And then they're smart enough too for WWE fans. We still have a month for them to really figure it out before it matters for us with WrestlePalooza. So that's. And
then I heard that what's Spectrum also updated theirs, so they have.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Too. That's like the second biggest one on the East Coast, isn't it, or somewhere like that with it? So that or somewhere in the East region. That makes a lot of sense. You gotta roll it out in chunks and then see where there's issues too. Like obviously,
it just automatically did it. Like I popped on this morning. I'm like, okay, well,
that's great. Easy. That's great. Yeah, it's very user friendly. It sounds like that's cool.
I can figure things out. Anybody could. Just gonna say it right here. Okay,
it's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah, my third thing. This is like a behind the scenes thing. So I suggested something to Jake a while back that we're gonna do. But in the back of my mind, I think it's the stupidest thing I've ever suggested in my life.
Yeah, we'll see. Hey, like I said, if things work and they do,
what have I done?
Hey, like I always tell people too, hey, you don't grow staying in your comfort zone, and I always got to give you the biggest shout out for the Spaces thing. Like that was your idea, and right up the off, I was like, oh God, I don't know, and I was nervous and terrified, but I was like, we got to try. Like, what's the worst that happens? We fall on our face and it didn't work. Okay, like that's how you learn. That's how you get better. And I feel like that's what people like about us in the sense that, we're professionally unprofessional. We're figuring it out. We're going along. So yeah, we'll see how it all works. And
we're going to unveil that next month.
Yeah, I'm taking my time. That's one of the other things to kind of doing for this. This is the first vacation I've been able to take in, God, close to 2 or probably over 2 years at this point, just because the different things that have happened and whatever. And so I'm using this time to like not only relax, but I'm also I'm bringing my laptop. We're still gonna do the stuff for the channel. I might not sound as clean because I'm not bringing my microphone set up, just gonna bring my old headset. But I've got some ideas and different things I want to think about and kind of just refocus and kind of going into the end of the year and getting us to that 500 subscriber mark. That is the ultimate goal. So if you're listening and not subscribed, or if you are subscribed, you think you have a family that wants to, it's absolutely free. Even when we get to the point where we'll have memberships that people could pay for, there will always be a free option, and it'll always be great. We're going to put as most into that as possible. We're not going to be these people that are going to try to nickel and dime everybody out of it. We enjoyed creating the content to get it out there. We're not going to put it behind a paywall. So it's absolutely free. If you're not subscribed, please help us out. Hit that subscribe button. It's very important. And also the like button and comments as well, which just gets us more. It gets us out there more. It's funny when we have, I feel like the spaces, there gets a lot of comments, interaction from people because there's a lot of different conversations. And then all of a sudden I see that we're getting more views because it's hitting the algorithm. So thanks everyone for every single comment and like. We will do our best to respond to each and every single one of you. So yeah, thanks, George. Those are some good. Any other updates? Anything?
No, I'm just regretting my decision. I really.
Yeah. Well, we'll see as we go.
No, it's a good idea, but the fact that we have to do what we have to do is the part of regretting.
Yeah. Well, which should kind of lead people into what we're going to initially start talking about today, which we were going to preview Forbidden Door, which is this Sunday live from the O2 Arena in London, England, going off at, was it 1 p.m. Eastern time? Is that the full show or is that the pre-show? Is the pre-show an hour earlier?
It says 1 p.m. on Google, so
that's usually the pre-show, which would make sense because 1 p.m. is 6 p.m. local. I think you probably start the actual show 7 p.m. local. That would make sense. But either way, it's there's 9 matches set up so far. But hey, shout out to AEW and running the arena that they've got. I mean, it's set up from what I've seen for 17,000, almost. It's like 17,400 is the setup, and they're currently at like 17,200 as of a couple of days ago. So this is going to be a sellout, and it should be a hot crowd, as we've seen. The European crowds and specifically the United Kingdom crowds are usually very hot, and they're going to be into it. That's where you're going to get. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of sing songs, like that's what they do over there. But so there are some good matches on the card. There's some stuff that I'm excited about. There's some other stuff that maybe not so much, but
see how long it takes them to burn the crowd out.
Yeah, that is another thing too. As of now, there's these 9 matches that are here on this card that are set up. Obviously there's going to be a collision. They usually add things to that. Hopefully they don't. I'm hoping they don't, because I've got this shot here. If you look in the women's the TBS title match, there's a blank spot there that has been filled in.
That's for the Japanese promotion.
Yeah, that has been filled in though. So maybe they filled that in on Stardom something or other.
It's a Stardom star that we don't know. So it's just a mystery guest. That's all.
Yeah, but it has been filled in. I've got the graphic with Bozilla is her name. I think that's a really Bozilla sounds like what somebody tried to nickname Bo Jackson in 1989. And he's just like, no. It's the terrible name. But either way, hopefully they don't add more matches to the card though. 9 is enough. It's enough, and obviously some of them are going to go long. We might as well just get into the first one that is going to be very. I don't know if I don't know if they're going to open the show.
We're picking the order. We don't know the order.
Well, I looked online. I've got the Wikipedia up. That's got. I mean, it does have, it's got nothing in any order as I'm looking at it now. It has,
there's nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't even have the title match as the last match. So I just want to get this one out of the way. The not blood and guts match, as I'm calling this one.
This will probably be the last match, wouldn't it be? Lights out match, end of the show.
I would think so. You're probably right. It's the top one of this here, and that's just the one I want to get out of the way. This match. Why? This doesn't make a lot of sense on a lot of levels. Number one, the people's health. I mean, that card, the team on the right, of 5 of them, how many of them would be medically cleared in WWE? One, maybe 2, maybe 2 at this point. And then the one that is for sure medically cleared, I don't think you could psychologically clear him. He's one Darby away from crippling himself, unfortunately. From what somebody said online, I don't know if this was just a joke or if this was true, and that's unfortunately where we are with the wrestling media in today's society. We don't know today's world. We don't know if it's true or if it's bullshit, but I heard that they couldn't transport over the proper cage things for what they wanted to have their blood and guts match for this one. So that's why it's a lights out steel cage. But I don't know.
I'll give them the benefit of the doubt on that. That would be a pain in the ass to transport.
I'm sure
there. I wouldn't.
I'm sure.
I don't mind that. That's fine.
Yeah, I don't either. It's just another. Yeah, it's just another situation of them and being funny with it. But I mean, why the thing that's actually not funny about this is why are the Death Riders still on television? Like with Moxley and the way he was running his, I'm taking over the company, I'm gonna destroy it, whatever he was saying. Once he lost the belt, like that story and character is done. Like there's nothing more to it. And what has he done since?
With the Bucks.
Yeah, with the Bucks who don't have EVP status, and Gabe Kidd who shat on AEW for 2-3 years on Twitter and now is taking Tony's money, which every single person said was going to happen and did. Like, so it's Team Y versus Team. Oh God, don't kill yourself. Like, yeah.
Keep in mind, folks, that the lead-in show, the go-home show for this, did 565.
Oh God, yeah,
the go-home show for Forbidden Door was barely watched by 600,000 people. And 565 is, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt when I say 600, including Max. Okay, 600.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, and another one of those ratings where if you put it on the graph, it's just a ski slope where it's just straight down.
It's because of the Little League World Series, Jake.
Yes. Yes, because that's what
those little bastards. That's your decision. What am I gonna watch? These little wholesome kids playing baseball.
Absolutely. But you're also not interested in people jumping off of a balcony through 3 planes of glass and a table that's on fire on the barbed wire or whatever. Just there's the one is not watching the other normally. That's.
To be honest, I've always watched the Little League World Series this time of year, so I don't care what's on TV. I'm always watching that.
That's
I
fair.
Watching the spirit of competition actually being shown.
For sure. That. No, what I always love about the Little League World Series is when they show, like during the real World Series, the kids that were in it. I can always remember seeing from the Red Sox back in the day, Jason Varitek. He was the pudgiest little kid back then, but it was just great to see them. Yeah.
There's a bunch player. Like Chris Drury, who played hockey for Buffalo. He was
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. They made a different sport. That's damn. That's cool. But yeah, no, nobody was watching this. They don't do worse ratings than their go home shows and their follow up shows from their.
I never understood that.
That
goes against everything you could think. Everything. I mean, it just makes no sense.
Yeah, like even when WWE or F was bad, the go home show and the Fallout show were the 2 shows you had to watch. You didn't usually need to watch the 2 in between.
The only one that was ever really bad, Jake, was the one with Vince and taking over Raw the next day after Mania. That one friggin' tanked.
Oh yeah,
That's it. That's what I can remember.
Yeah, but normally you get like Triple H taking over or coming over DX, or even like which I mean the rest of his career in WWE was terrible, but that Goldberg debut when he came out and speared The Rock and that was cool. That was a post-Mania. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, they do those and then this and even like building into it, like it's supposed to get you excited for the show to make you want to spend your $50, which I mean, let's be real, in today's environment with the economy and with people's inflation and everything else, it's hard. And then with the competition, I mean, with WWE pay-per-views, I mean, no matter, even if it goes to the $29.99, like, like whatever it is, that's still, you're getting everything else with it, not just the one show. TNA, if you get TNA Plus, you get 8 of their pay-per-views for free, and then you have to pay, I think, for like Slammiversary, Bound for Glory, Genesis, and something else. But there's better models for it than just paying $50 every single month.
See,
and here's all outs in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, you're right. 100%. No, you're right. I was just going to say, here's the main difference. Like when you watched Wednesday's Dynamite, I went back and I actually saw most of it. I wasn't intrigued as to what was happening on Sunday. Like they didn't really specify any matches. The difference here is WWE, while they've been cruising, going toward Clash in Paris, they're starting to plant the seeds.
Right.
Like on today's, now SmackDown didn't happen officially here in the US, but I watched it anyway.
Right. Because
it happened in Dublin.
Yeah.
They're setting the stage for Cena and Logan Paul. And they started that tonight. So they have a week to go. It makes sense. This stuff, it's not making sense. That's the problem. That's the problem.
And the thing too is like you wish it was just because it's a problem every pay-per-view they have, and you wish it was just Forbidden Door. Because I remember like when AEW was doing very well. Like I remember 2022, 2023 when they were still pretty kind of hot and stuff. Like Forbidden Door, it's a great idea on paper, but annually it just ends up throwing a wrench in your spokes because you just kind of have to derail certain storylines to involve these other promotions, and it just fails on a lot of levels with certain things. And it's one of those things, where I feel like this would be good every other year, every 18 months or something, where you make it make sense, where you build something out, where you've got where you can weave storylines into it, where, maybe a lot of things have ended. And so their new start is something here, or maybe like people that were enemies have to team up. Like, I don't know. There's nothing on this card that's like really having you dive in because it's Forbidden Door. And I mean,
here's the thing. What will any AEW fan tell you? Always. They'll always say, no matter what's happening with the booking, the pay-per-views are the best.
The pay-per-views always deliver.
That's always been their thing. From the day one to now, it's always been the same thing. And I really think they're resting on that laurel way too much, dude. Because now they're like when the pay-per-views are coming, they just forget about it and they go along with stuff. They assume that people are going to be there. And what's happening is they're not captivating people to be there.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You're and again, when when you focus on just the core group that's always going to be there, like there's nothing that you can gain out of that. You're never going to grow within it. And you see, and so they don't care because they just want the matches within it. But
people that know already.
Right. You've already got them. They're not even on the hook, man. They're in the boat. You're trying to go out and get the other ones that are in the ocean, and they're just not. They've got a big hole in their net because they just focus.
They have a big opportunity with Amazon, and it's just, if you could just send on Amazon, you get the emails from Amazon. I haven't gotten one email from Amazon telling me that AEW is coming on their network or their app.
Yeah,
not a one.
Jeez. Oh man. And I mean that probably tells you what they've done on Amazon so far. People
and conflict that with, dude, on my email every freaking day I get at least 2 from Peacock, 3 from Netflix. They're always inundating me, which is fine because I don't know. Sometimes I forget. So
yeah, you're like, thank you for the.
I'm getting no younger.
Appreciate it. No, 100%. But it's just, I mean, honestly, most times if you look the day after the pay-per-view and you just type in like AEW Forbidden Door, it's like the first few searches are like free stream, pirate stream. Like
during the pay-per-view, if you Google that, you will find the first 8 links are to illegal.
Yeah. It's because people they don't want to pay for it. And if there's an audience to watch it, just make it more readily available. Like, why is it just not part of the HBO Max plan or the Amazon plan where they've got to refigure this out, because by resting on their laurels that they don't have to release the numbers so they can say they are whatever they want to say. But let's be real. We know they're tanking. Like,
just partner up with Amazon and put it on the Amazon app.
Yeah.
Make it part of the deal for $19 a month and you're done.
Yeah, I mean, Netflix is the biggest app out there for the biggest, but like Amazon's right there. You know what I mean? They're in the same name bracket. It's not like you're going to
the NFL.
Yeah,
the NFL's on there every Thursday. They pay $3 billion freaking dollars a year for that thing. It's on once a week.
Yeah, and get Ring of Honor, and then leave the TV where it is, and then have Ring of Honor television on there too. Just get these stuff readily. But
you're getting my blood pressure.
Wrong shit. My bad. But yeah, there's this match, whoop-de-friggin' do. Like, I got nothing for it. Like, this is just not that exciting. Here, we'll go with one of the actual, like, Forbidden Door type matches where you've got Zack Sabre Jr. versus Nigel McGuinness. Yeah.
Jake and I were talking about this before.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you my line from this real quick.
Please.
You know, when we were growing up and you were watching the Attitude Era, you always saw JR stick up for the wrestler and go into the ring. Jerry the King Lawler stick up for the wrestler and go into the ring. This is what this is, folks. The wrestler can't handle it, so the announcer takes care of it for him.
Daniel Garcia, the second coming of wasn't it? I forget who they had him like feuding. It was him versus Jack Perry. Jack Perry. This is the new Rock and Austin. Yeah, because Rock and Austin always needed JR to stick up for
Unbelievable.
They gotta go hide. Yeah, Cody Rhodes right now, you know, when he's getting in trouble with John Cena, he goes and hides behind Michael Cole.
Michael Cole gets in the ring and wrestles. That's what this is.
Seriously. No, that's what this is. Yeah, this is. And what I saw that this match was on the card, and I didn't realize until I pulled up this graphic that Daniel Garcia was involved this way. Like he's the manager.
That's fine.
And this guy was supposed to be like the big signing, and WWE was so interested. No, they weren't. I mean, they were interested in driving up his price because Tony will pay him too much to do stupid. I mean, his biggest claim to fame is a dick dance. Like, come on. Like, he's not, you know, and like, great. Like, you survived a car accident, good story, like, fine mid card, whatever, but he's just not.
Yeah. As a fellow Buffalo native, I don't condone him in any way.
Yeah, we do not claim him. We do not. And then Zack Sabre Jr., he's the one guy left in New Japan that Tony likes and hasn't stole. And you know he's going to. Then next year, Forbidden Door, it'll be Zack Sabre Jr. versus somebody like this.
You know, I have a feeling on that, Jake. I have a feeling that Zack Sabre Jr. doesn't want to go.
He shouldn't, because
he would have been there already.
That's have to look at what's happening in front of you. No, you're right. I hope so. Have a brain have a brain between your ears, man.
Yeah, I think he does.
There's so many people you see. I mean, like Edge is the prime example of like, I see what's happened, and Bobby Lashley too, even now, because you're seeing what's happened to him now. Like, oh yeah, no, I could go over there. It'll change. He'll be different with me, maybe for a couple of weeks. And that's for the people that have come from WWE that are former world champions. Yeah, everybody's come over from New Japan, basically, aside from Okada. But Tony hasn't booked him to look like a goof, but he looks like a goof on his own. Like, it's just
yeah. I think Zack Sabre Jr. is the last of the breed. I think he realizes what's going on. He's staying over there, and he's going to.
I hope so.
I think that's the case. That'd really think he would have been over 2 years ago, right?
You would think. Yeah. No, when you say it out loud, you're right. Like, he does make the. And plus, too, with the depleted New Japan, like he's the world champion. He can be the world champion, continue to be the world champion. You know, might as well, because you know what you just get lost in the shuffle. What do you want to be, the next Jay White? Yeah, that was a great move over. Jesus, he's not even on this card.
Maybe he saw that and realized, you know, I'm staying here. Screw it.
That's what I would do. I mean, you would hope so. You would. I mean, they all talk with each other. You see what's going on. Yeah, I would hope he would just, because I mean, what's the difference really between him and Jay White? I mean, I think he's even a little bit better, but he'd probably be booked the same way. So, speaking of people that I mentioned in that one that'll probably get booked shittily, Bobby Lashley. Like, this match, this is clear and obvious what this match is, so that Bobby and Shelton don't have to take the pin to lose their title, so that they can take on. You know, so that FTR can take on.
You didn't mention the cool tag team name over there.
I know. I wanted to get over that one just to put that part.
I gotta hear the cool name.
Is it Brodito?
Yeah. Awesome.
Is it Brodito, Brochacho, Brosif? It just, God. Yeah. Me and my buddies in college used to, like, you know, he used to smoke the devil's lettuce and make funny bro jokes and go back and forth, you know. Those, you know, like, yeah, just terrible. No, that's one of my biggest complaints about AEW. When I was still enjoying the product, a lot of times, like, why does everybody who team up have to have a silly team name? Sometimes it works. You know, like CMFTR was fine. Like, you know what I mean? There was but a lot of them are just stupid. Like, and then
the Cope. What was it? What was the one with Edge and FTR? What the hell was that? Rated FTR? Oh god.
Yeah, rated F. Yeah, that's as bad as Edge's Legend shirt that just looks spelled wrong. Like, I get it that you have Edge in there, but it just looks like you don't know how to spell. But let's be real. Everybody used to joke and call AEW a t-shirt company, but they're not even that, because all their t-shirts are the worst t-shirts ever. But yeah,
they've had one or two good ones.
They have, but the number. No, actually, I have one of them. Before Cash and Dax, before Cash turned heel on me on Twitter and backed Sean Ross Sapp, and Dax went nuts. I got one of those FTR shirts with all the stars on it and stuff. Like, it's a really nice shirt. Yeah, no, it's sat in my actually, one of my cats sleeps in a box of my clothes, and it's in there.
That's a good spot for it,
right? I don't fucking want it. Might as well be a fucking doormat.
That's perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, and they were my favorite thing in professional wrestling until the summer of 2022, and now I just don't care at all. That's so sad. The downfall, man. Down. It's embarrassing.
Hey, this is on Triller. Apparently, I see the bottom graphic on there.
Bottom, yeah. Well, I think so. I think that's one of their papers.
They have like 16 of them, don't they? You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, because they can't figure out one. And I feel like Amazon is the answer. Because HBO, some people have. Amazon is one of those things that is similar to Netflix that most people have because it's included with your Prime. Like, just
super easy.
Get on there and get. Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah. But this match is so that. And I honestly like what's going to happen with Bobby and Shelton once they lose these titles, because this is to set up FTR versus Edge and Christian. Oh, wait, sorry. We have to call them Copeland and Christian Cage. Cope and Cage. God, that's a terrible name. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why you didn't save that match. Like, I guess you want to have them have a match first to like.
Nick Wayne's hurt, isn't he?
Probably.
I mean, no, I'm serious.
I don't know. I
think he hurt his foot.
Oh shit.
I'm not sure he's in this match. I don't know. It
still says it on Wikipedia and on I'm looking on but it could be you could absolutely be right. I mean,
don't know for
God's
sure.
sakes, we were talking about the cage match earlier. Ospreay's talking about how like his back's not working. Like Ospreay, like, please don't take like the bad bump like Dynamite Kid or Rick Rude or British Bulldog onto the trap door and like throw out your back forever. I don't want to see that happen to you. I don't know why he's wrestling in this match. That guy needs to take a break for like the rest of the year and then come back fresh and win the title at All In next summer, like in Wembley if they're going back to there. Like, I don't know why he didn't do it last year. Jesus. But yeah, Christian and Cope are back together. Woohoo. Just don't care. I want to care. I do, but like, like, I mean, how can you? These are one of the best tag teams of the Attitude Era. I mean, let's be real. It's basically three of them. It's them, the Hardys, and the Dudleys. And the Hardys and the Dudleys are going to have a match at Bound for Glory, and they're at least doing stuff. Could this be any less exciting? I guess is my point. I'm trying.
Yeah, they took one of the most anticipated reunions, just made it so blase right in the middle of regular Wednesday TV. It was amazing. It actually happened.
They had that moment with like when Christian told him to go fuck himself, and then they had the and then again with AEW, they just didn't follow it up. Like they just kind of let them keep doing whatever they were doing, and like it just didn't,
okay,
go anywhere.
I have an update for you, sir.
Yes. There
we go. According to Mr. Brian Alvarez, just days ahead of the AEW Forbidden Door, Nick Wayne revealed that he can no longer be able to compete in a scheduled tag match against Christian Cage and Adam Copeland, specifically due to a broken foot.
Okay.
Filling his place will be Killswitch.
I was just gonna say Luchasaurus, right? I was gonna, because I heard he came back.
I thought he hurt. Yeah, okay, I was right.
And at least that works out for it in the sense where it's not like they've got to fill it in with, like Orange Cassidy or somebody that doesn't make any sense to the story. Like if Jay White all of a sudden fills the spot because they need somebody on the card. Like, duh. No, that actually totally works with it being Killswitch, especially with Christian and whatever. I mean, I guess Kip has to be in the match for.
And you can't forget Mama Wayne's midsection there.
I was gonna say Magumbos.
Yeah, you can do that. That's fine. Those are definitely distracting. I'm sorry.
Yes, they really, especially with how tall she is in those heels. Like there are a lot of guys in that company's eye level at that point. It's just like staring at me. I'm sorry, you're right there.
Yeah, they're right in front of my eyes, dude.
Yeah, I'm like, if it gets too cold in the arena, I might lose a freaking eye. Like I'm trying to keep it, keep it on there here. So speaking of that TBS title match, with Bozilla is the one who was filled in from Stardom. So, I don't know who Persephone is. I mean, and then Alex Windsor, I've seen a little bit with her in it. Like, I mean, this is just so they can have Mercedes on the card, obviously. I mean, at least there's not a belt she's taking from somebody else at this point. That's good. You know,
The Alex Windsor thing has me totally confused because Alex Windsor's obviously Ospreay's better half.
Right.
Okay, we get that. What happened to Jamie Hayter? Why isn't she in this spot?
because she's put over
I know.
CM Punk in multiple interviews. I didn't she? Isn't that what happened? Like she said something where like you'd
More
be
than
an
likely
idiot.
officially, but they're not going to say that. They're going to.
I
say,
know. I know she got hurt and then came back. And
Yeah,
then
she
I don't
came
know.
back in the middle of a battle royal, just out of the middle
Right.
of nowhere, and she came back looking like Wilma Flintstone, and then whatever this and that.
She looked like Wilma. She looked like Wilma Flintstone / Timu Becky Lynch. Like that's what she looked like. She looked like just and Timu Wilma. Honestly, it was like Timu Wilma Lynch. Like
Yeah,
you
you had it. You had it right there.
Yeah, that's it. It's just that's what it is. And it was bad, and you could see in her face like she didn't want to be there, and she. Like you don't make a comment like that publicly. I mean, what the comment was you'd have to be an idiot not to listen to CM Punk. I might be paraphrasing a little bit, but she made sure to say something like that, which we all know what happened. We all saw the video. We've all seen the Ariel Helwani interview. Like you don't do that. She's young enough where I feel like she did that on purpose to the point of where I don't expect her to show back up in AEW. I wouldn't think. And she's
Alex Windsor's okay. She's not good. She's not good in the ring. Hasn't had a lot of time yet. I mean, God.
Yeah, no,
but
right.
They had it, like I said, like you said, they had it right there with Jamie Hayter, and they threw it to the garbage for no.
Right? Yeah, no, I mean they had it. Yeah, but they threw it back in the garbage, back with the whole Britt Baker thing with it. I mean, the amount of times they've done that in this company where you've got the person right there and you fumble it. I mean, I can give you three right in front of it. Yeah, Wardlow. I mean, was it now I'm calling him Lexus King, but he was Brian Pillman Jr. then. After the Brian Pillman Dark Side episodes, the stuff he had with MJF, he was hot. Ricky Starks, but now Ricky Saints. When he was feuding with MJF when MJF first got the title, the crowd was behind him, and then you know what the common thread in a lot of that is they went
then guys forgot their name.
The common thread in a couple of those is after they got hot, and then they wrestled Jericho. Like just fail.
The tag. What was the tag team? The two Caster and the
the Acclaimed.
Yeah, the Acclaimed. They got over on their own, then they disappeared.
Yeah.
Hobbs, another one. Wardlow, another one. Camille, another one. Thekla's gone away.
Oh, Jesus.
Jeez, who else? You can just keep doing.
Yeah, you could just keep going. I mean, it's ridiculous. And a lot of these were layups at certain points. Like Wardlow was the easiest layup after the max. After
Wardlow and Hobbs were the two easy. Wardlow, Hobbs. Okay, Wardlow, Hobbs, Acclaimed, Starks,
Mark
and
Briscoe.
Then probably.
There's just so many. Oh,
probably can put Pillman Jr. in there, but I don't know.
I mean, maybe the thing is, you didn't give it a chance. You just you bombed it out. Jamie Hayter, another. There's so many. No, it's ridiculous. And that's where, again, Tony having to be in charge and not having somebody else with it's just
That's just the men's side, dude. Yeah, that was just the men's side I railed off. I go into the women's side. You go Thunder Rosa.
Oh God,
Thunder Rosa, Thekla, Jamie Hayter, Britt Baker, Camille.
Oh God.
Yeah, you can just keep doing this.
No, it's just and like I said, a lot of them were just the easiest things. They still I think the worst thing to me was just how they did Wardlow, where he was literally beat MJF. You got it, and then he goes and fights Mark Sterling and 20 security guards.
Yeah,
is that just the dumbest?
Camille was an easy one because Camille was starring in a major motion picture. And that could have been a no-brainer, but.
They promoted the movie without her in it. If you guys haven't seen the movie, I recommend it. It's a good movie. But of all the professional wrestlers who are in the movie, she's the most professional wrestler in the movie. She's in it. She's got the most lines. She's got the most scenes. And she wasn't they didn't show her at the premiere. They didn't promote it through AEW because of Mercedes.
Didn't matter.
She's fine.
It's a no-brainer, dude. You link up with a major motion picture. It's an easy win.
You got one thing right. No brain. Oh, fuck. All right, moving on. Jesus, that got my blood pressure up. Gave me a pain behind my ears.
Yep.
Here, we'll just go for we got two different men's titles that mean whatever. You got the TNT title with Kyle probably gonna kill the guy in the ring with me, Fletcher. Jesus, he wrestles dangerously. Versus Takahashi, who, God, don't hurt him. Like, God, Kyle Fletcher's like the reason that Adam Cole had to stop again. Like, let's be just, and then he did something else recently where I saw where he like either almost injured somebody or was super dangerous. Like,
is it his fault or lack of training?
No, it's I'm just saying it's completely.
No, I'm asking you a question. Is it his fault or lack of training? That's an easy answer.
No, it's mostly the lack of training, but it's also like you got to be smart enough not to do some of these things in his point. But also, too, you're right. It's like if you're trained wrong and everybody else around you is doing it and putting it in, like you've said from the beginning, when people get out of AEW, it's worse to have to detrain them and fix the bad things that they do versus just taking somebody off the street that's never seen professional wrestling and training them from scratch.
Yeah, right. If you're a Kyle Fletcher and you're wrestling Adam Cole and Adam Cole says to do that move, and you're young like that, you do the move. You don't tell him, no, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
If you have proper training and stuff, you know the consequences of that move, you're going to say, no, I'm not doing that to you, bro.
Yeah. No. Or at least like maybe throw him so his back lands on it, not his head. But it's just, no, I feel bad for Kyle Fletcher because he's got all the talent in the world. He's like the reverse of Braun Breaker, where Braun's being put with the best person he could be put with, who's got the most knowledge of the business, and Paul Heyman. And this guy's got Don Callis.
And he just signed a major extension.
Oh, I mean, why wouldn't he though? You can't blame him. What's he, like 23, 24? He was probably offered millions or $1 million or whatever.
I would think of all the guys currently, WWE be watching this guy the most.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, well.
Yeah, and similar to MJF, he was young and dumb and signed a long contract. And then, speaking of bad T-shirts, I can't even show his bad T-shirt on YouTube. We'd probably get taken down with how hideous that shirt is. Oof. Ugh. And then the other men's title that I guess they have, it means whatever, but the unified title. And back to where I was talking before about the guys that haven't been booked poorly, but have made themselves look like goofs that came over from New Japan. Kazuchika Okada. Oh my God. Mr. Lazy Pants Magoo just doesn't do shit in the ring and just says bitch and gets paid.
Swerve, who's wrestling with a torn meniscus for the last couple of years. Jesus Christ. No, he is.
I know. No, you just come on. Stop. Don't
I've had a torn meniscus. Okay. And you can work around it. I played hockey for a while with the torn meniscus, but if you make some kind of move, the meniscus will just say goodbye and float around your knee for a while. That's what happened to me. My meniscus tore right off and was floating in my knee, and I had to get taken out that way, but it kept poking up in my knee. Every time I would bend it would poke out.
Well, and isn't it something too where like it can affect more? It's kind of like, like if you've got a bum, if you like twist your ankle and you're still trying to do stuff, and you end up putting more pressure on your other foot and hurt.
No, your meniscus doesn't mean a thing really.
All right,
I mean, he's been working with it for the past 3 years.
Yeah, all right, that's a good point. I didn't know if if it gave you more of a chance of blowing out your ACL or something with it. All right. Well, I mean, again, this is probably another of those matches that'll take forever, have a bunch of kickouts, and I assume Okada retains. Like not really 100% sure why this match is specifically on the card, but
you know what? Something triggered me to think this. Phil had a great idea today.
Yeah.
With Swerve Strickland and Ospreay, with Swerve and Ospreay being hurt the way they are and, need some time off.
Yeah.
Why not have these guys be the GM of the company until they heal up?
Shit, they should have had them fucking take the EVPs, right?
They're always on the mic, but they're never wrestling.
No. And yeah, and they beat.
That'd be fine.
And what they beat the Bucks and get the EVP. Damn it! My brain just broke. Damn it! Why didn't they do that? You're right.
That's not me. That's what Phil said.
You're right, Phil. Shout out to Phil Marks, Pro Wrestle Time, Pro Wrestle Clips. Go and follow him. That's awesome. No, that's dead on though. Like they beat the Bucks, so the Bucks are no longer EVPs. They should be the EVPs. You goddamn Jesus.
Yeah, not even wrestling because they're both hurt.
I knew
both hurt.
I knew Ospreay was hurt. I didn't know Swerve was hurt. And I did. Yeah, no, that's again with the layups. Man, Tony is the worst layup. He's like the worst lay. That's layups right there. Layup, slam dunk. So easy. It just fails. Then next to last match, we've got the women's world title match. Timeless Toni Storm versus Athena. this is what Athena got for winning the Battle Royal and or whatever it was All In, I think. Yeah. I mean, great. I don't really see Tony losing, but could maybe. I don't know. It doesn't. I mean, if Mercedes didn't beat her, I don't see Athena beating her, but Tony's got to be on the card. Yeah, she's the most over woman in the company.
So, but I think they might throw something at us with something to talk about, because we talked about Tony beating Mercedes.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll let us talk about Athena beating Tony.
They could. I mean, that would
gotta be something in here we got to talk
right
about.
I mean, especially too, like with WWE being like WWE stole All In weekend, and now WWE's doing WrestlePalooza at All Out weekend. Like, yeah, you're right. You got to get some freaking headlines, especially Tony. Like, he loves headlines. I mean real headlines, not like Dave Meltzer and Sean Ross Sapp headlines. That's
I would think this if Athena won.
Yeah, no, I would. I mean, yeah, no, it would be. I don't know what you do with Tony after that, but no, I wouldn't be.
Tony goes with Mercedes after that. They branch off. They have a little feud going that way.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, all right. I could buy that. I could buy that.
That's just me.
Yeah.
Booking.
Yeah. No, I could buy that. Better than what probably is going to happen. Yep. And then I'm assuming it'll be like you said. This will be the main event, but then the lights out will probably be the last match because the Bucks, they got to do. But MJF versus Hangman for the world title, and MJF, like, he got it because he almost burnt Mark Briscoe in the back. He doused him with gasoline.
Can we talk about that for a second,
please? Please, we could.
When I saw it, I was actually watching live and I saw it, and I'm like, what are they doing with the lighter? And then I turned the sound on. I'm like, oh my God, they're doing a murder angle.
They're doing it, yeah. Which I mean,
I've never. Murder angle. Okay. There was one time when Kane burnt JR. I remember that. That actually happened.
But they even showed you. They showed you
part of the. It was part of the deal.
And here it was just get him hit with the fire extinguisher.
Yeah, here
he was fine.
Yeah, here they were just like gonna kill him.
Yeah. No, I mean that was with the Death Riders when they had the fucking, like, weren't they gonna like make Orange Cassidy drink bleach or something? Like, whatever.
They poured it down his throat. I thought. Yeah, they did it.
I thought they were going to, and they stopped him. I don't know. It's hard to. And then the bag over Danielson's head. Like, yeah, no, these are murder angles, and not like TNA murder angles where they're like part of the story, and like you hear a gunshot and someone's laying down, and it's shot kind of like a B movie. I guess that would be Impact, because since they've gone back to TNA, they haven't done that silly shit when they were doing that for a bit. And you'd see it online and be like, oh, yeah, no, we're not talking about that. We're talking about like actual, like, yeah, no, they had Mark Briscoe. And for people who didn't see it, which I'm sure if you just go on Twitter, it was all over it because I didn't watch the show, but saw it on Twitter. They had Mark Briscoe. I saw the whole segment, and they had Mark Briscoe in a chair, tied up with, like a kind of like Reservoir Dog style, and then doused him in gasoline, and they were playing with the lighter so that Paige had to agree to MJF's demands, which were like a count out means he wins the title, he can win the title by DQ, blah blah, and he's not using his cash in of his thing. So I would assume that would mean that you would have Paige win that first thing or whatever somehow, and then MJF cashes in right afterwards and then wins it, and MJF leaves Forbidden Door.
Paige's acting in this was terrible.
As per
to think that someone's actually going to burn somebody. Secondly, have you ever seen what actually happens to somebody when they get gas poured on them?
I mean, isn't it because of the fumes and stuff? I would assume you would gag and throw up.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
The smell is bad enough, and you can't light it. You can't light a lighter anywhere near it, or else it goes up.
Right, because it's the fumes. That's Oh, yeah. No, but I mean, this company's never been the best with physics. I mean, you remember when they had like the fake room that wasn't a room, that didn't have a wall, there was no door or whatever. Like, and that's where when they think of like, they see partial ideas or they see the end of a story and they just do that part, but they don't know how to get there. And I mean, like, that's why I did the Reservoir Dogs comparison, because that's what they were trying to get out of it. Like MJF was going to start dancing to Stuck in the Middle with You here for a second, shout out RIP Michael Madsen. But just like that, what were they? Yeah. Oh God, no, just, it doesn't make any sense. It's just doing something to do something, like, and that's with MJF. Like, honestly, since the title run, even during the title run, it's just everything he's done has just been like over the top and stupid. Like they're just trying to be like, you just get like anything that he does, he just starts getting so mad and starts yelling and starts screaming at people
and call somebody, okay, you got a small penis.
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay, you told me.
Right. Oh my God. No,
where are the authorities during this whole thing, by the way? This whole going back years now with Adam Page, arson, kidnapping, giving away free merch to a child,
breaking and entering. Breaking and entering.
Just, come on, man. Something. Suspending my disbelief can only go so far.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. No, it's fairly fucking ridiculous, honestly. Like, like it really is. You just get to that point of like, again. And that's where we talk about WWE, where it happens there too, where like the security guards are out for some things and not for others. And like I've said, like it works in certain instances if like Heyman has paid them off or whatever. But yeah, like Adam Page burned a house down. Swerve Strickland broke into his home around his child. Like that's not stuff that just
yeah.
I mean,
Swerve Strickland stole merchandise and gave it to Adam Page's kid.
I mean, even with the
shirt.
With the Austin Pillman's got a gun angle, like there were police that were involved. And whoop. Yeah, no, you're right. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. Like I just don't understand. I don't understand where. Well, I do understand. I say I don't understand because I don't like my brain, but I do. Like they just don't actually think of it through. And then this is what happens when you only have yes men. When you have people that are just like, sure, Tony, that's a great idea. And like, they know it's a bad idea. They know it's not going to work, but they also know like that's what Tony wants to hear. So they're like, okay, let's just do it. It doesn't make
I'm pretty sure we've talked about this part before, that Tony has seen an angle from ECW and seen it play out, but he didn't take into account the 6 months that it took to lead up to it.
Yep.
He just looks at the final end to it and then tries to fill in the blanks, but forgot about the 6 month that happened before that.
Yes. No, that's exactly it. And that's, or like he saw one part of a match and it's like, oh, they were doing that, but they didn't get why they did it or what the buildup was or what happened afterward. Like they'll do an angle that when they did the angle on the show that he saw them do the angle on in the 80s or whatever, it was a hospitalization angle and the person wasn't on TV for the next 6 months or whatever. You know what I mean? Or like that was how they went to the WWF, but they're just trying to get these moments or these pops, but there's no reason or story behind it. But I mean, that's even like going into their types of matches where it's just spot after spot after spot for no reason. There's no story behind it. There's no hook, and that's where, again, 5-star matches can be great, but you've got to making a connection with your audience will always be more important.
Yeah, and I really think that MJF's stock has gone way down in the past 2 years, maybe. Well, when it started with the Adam Cole thing.
Yep.
And then it's gone down and down and down. Now with the small penis shit and your mom's a whore stuff like that. It's all childish. No, it's all high school. I don't want to. I did it already. I've been there. I've done it.
No, you're totally right. You're totally right. And like the instant getting mad, like it was cool when there was points, like when he was like running the Pinnacle or whatever, and like he would be cool and calm for a point, and then something would happen that would eventually push him to start screaming and getting mad. Kind of like with CM Punk too, where like that made sense. Like you bought into like, okay, now he's getting really mad about Punk for whatever it is. But now it's just like any promo, he starts talking and then he's screaming and he's like, gets the red face and just starts going nuts. And it's like, it's like the heel version of a cheap pop right here in Toledo, Ohio.
Yeah, I think WWE's watching, just going, okay, there's $10,000 less a year. There's $20,000 less a year.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, seriously. Like, yeah, no, you're good. He's gotten to the point now where instead of being like a guaranteed bigger, he's gonna have to come in and earn it. He's gonna have to come in and prove it more. No,
I think so.
Yeah. So that was AEW Forbidden Door, AEW and New Japan Forbidden Door. And then the other show this Sunday that we're very excited about is NXT Heatwave this Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For the folks that, if they're just listening to the just this clip on the standalone versus the entire show, we are going to go live on Spaces for NXT Heatwave right at 7 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully, it should be fine. I'm traveling that day, but I should be getting into San Diego an hour to a half hour before the show's supposed to start, and my family knows I'm jumping right online, and we will do the show. Should only be like 2.5 to 3 hours, but it'll be fun. We'll do a regular watch along. It'll be kind of open mic if people want to chime in and talk with us. It'll be fun. We'll see who wants to join us, but it'll be a good watch along space. We had a lot of fun doing it for TNA last month, so they're going right. I mean, hey, if they're going to go right in our time slot, might as well, instead of worrying about being counter programmed. It'll be fun, but I'm excited for this show. I think it'll be really, really good. It's from Lowell, Massachusetts at the, what is it called? The Lowell Memorial Auditorium. It says the 2,800 person venue, but I think that's more for concerts. As of now, it looks like they've sold, I think, like 1,400 tickets for it, but we'll see. It should be fun. The last time they were in Lowell, they had a good hot crowd. I'm not sure what the exact match order is, but we will start with Jordan Grace versus Blake Monroe, and I'm assuming this is going to be like the blow-off match for these two. They've been feuding for 6 to 8 weeks now, but should be fun. Blake Monroe has been a star. They presented her so well on NXT. She fits right in. It's kind of crazy that she's only 24 or 25 because she's so comfortable on the mic, and she's getting more comfortable in the ring with the WWE style. And you could just see that this is where she was meant to be. This is where she wants to be.
This is going to go one. This is going to go one or two ways, Jake. Really good and exciting, or is it going to be a botch festival?
You got.
I don't know. I don't know who takes control. I don't know who takes control of this match. I don't know who's the lead.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, you're right, because Jordan Grace is a little bit older, but she hasn't been wrestling that long, really, only since like 2018, 19. So she has, what we talked about before, like when we did the NXT women's roster review, like her biggest issue was she just needed to calm down and slow down. And it does seem that she has done that, at least from what I've seen. We'll see, but you're right. I try to be an eternal optimist, so I will hope for the best. But
I'd like to see it because they both should shine. But
they should.
I have back in my head.
Hopefully, with the producers, and this isn't like they've just fallen into this, and they've had this plan. So hopefully they've worked it out in the PC with good producers. But as my idol Mel Brooks says, I'll hope for the best, but you expect the worst. No, I'm just kidding.
The thing that's always scary is when you work out a match so perfectly in the back, when something goes wrong.
Yeah, that is true, and that is really like. And that's one of the differences with today's wrestling versus, back in the day, whenever you want to call it, territory days, even the attitude era, where guys were able to call it in the ring or work or, be able to call an audible, work on the fly. And, not as many can do that now. And that's one of the issues where you see it happen in matches where just people, kind of fall apart because they had it planned out and they know their spots. It's one of the things in Unreal when like Rhea was in the back, like I do this and then that and then this and then that. And even like Priest, when he says, just calm down a little bit, maybe, take a breath between that. You don't need to do, because but hopefully it'll be good. I'm excited to at least see what happens with it. And I'm expecting good things, but we'll see. Also got the tag team title match with Hank and Tank versus two of the members of Dark State. I feel like Dark State has the potential to be good. I feel like they probably rushed it a little bit with this group. Then like they're almost ready, but it's, what was they called? I think the not ready for primetime players. It's kind of what I feel about with Dark State, but we'll see. I actually think Hank and Tank are very good. I don't think a lot of people are giving them shit because they're kind of goofy, but these guys are NIL talent. Exactly. Yeah. They're really good. They're just good athletes, and it seems like they've taken coaching well. And one of my favorite things about, if you're able to make fun of yourself and be a goof and still have athletic talent, you're no one's Kurt Angle, but it's in that realm. But I think that should be good.
That's a good analogy. I like that.
Yeah, I do think Dark State will win this one. I think they'll cheat somehow and win it, because I think that group needs something, and I think the belts would probably do it. Would make the most sense to me. But we'll see.
Here's the thing you have to realize also is this is where I almost agree with some people that say they really shouldn't have a lot of these on TV, because this is where you're learning the most to get up to the WWE's. You're learning everything. Hard cam, where to turn your face, where to look for one camera, where to do this, where to do that. And this is where they're learning. So I understand why they're on TV, and I get it. I mean, CW's happiest pig in shit. They're happy as that. But
That's for sure.
You're going to see mistakes because that's
Right.
just going to happen. I mean, nature of the beast, yes.
Yeah, and I think WWE, they're obviously they're okay with that because they keep putting me out and doing it with it. And as long as it doesn't hold anybody back with it, and I feel like they've probably set themselves up well with it, where it's almost like the NFL, where like if you make a mistake, you got film room on Monday. We sit in the room, we watch it. Hey, here's where we made a mistake. Here's where we can improve. And
I'm pretty confident in saying, after watching the Unreal series and everything, that when these matches are done and there's a mistake made, they're pulled off to the side and they're talked to in a respectful manner. You know what I mean? They're talked to, here's what you did wrong. Here's what you need to do next time to make it right. They're not blasting them. They're not, like.
Exactly. They're not parading him and making him feel like a complete idiot. Yeah. No, we've all had coaches where, and it's not something where it's too coddling or whatever, but it's just like, hey, here's how we can improve. Here's how we can do better. And I would assume that especially with how much talent they're having coming through here, that if most of the talent are going to know, like, be receptive, they're not going to be a prima donna and be like, I know what I'm doing. I don't need to listen to you, but you know what I mean? Like,
who's the old trainer that Cornette always talks about, always swearing and stuff?
Oh, Rip Rogers?
Rip Rogers. That's what I was trying to think of. You're not going to get a Rip Rogers in the back ripping him a new a-hole. You're going to get a guy like HBK himself or whoever's back there in NXT. They're going to be nice. They're going to be respectful, yet teach a lesson. There's a way to do it.
Right. And you can see that. And clearly it's working because you've seen not only the older talent that was through the first kind of generation of NXT that are the main event talent now, like Becky and Seth and Owens and Sammy. But then you look at like the talent that has come up and done well with it and the talent that's doing well in NXT. When you see them in interviews, they all put over, whether it's Matt Bloom, Norman Smiley, Terry Taylor, forget the other one, the British guy. I can't remember his name. Dave Taylor, I think. Could be wrong about that one. But just saying, like, everybody does well. And, it's one of those things, too, where I think there's enough coaches where they make sure that people's personalities are able to not clash. Obviously for LFG, that's television is what it is. But, like, I know when I've seen interviews with Joe Hendry, he said that, like, hey, Terry Taylor and I clicked right from day one. So he's been my – and the way Joe Hendry said it seemed like that was kind of like their system was like, hey, we're working well together. I can teach you. You want to listen. We're going to improve you. You're going to get better. And then he was in the Rumble and on WrestleMania and now is on NXT every week and going to be a big, big star. So it makes sense. And again, this goes back to not trying to harp on AEW, but this is why you need a performance center. Back of why Kyle Fletcher is not improving and injuring people because no one's teaching him the right way to fucking do this. Sorry, I'm back.
Okay.
Get a little frustrated. I get frustrated because I don't want to see anybody get hurt, man. The idea is to make it look like it hurts, but everybody's okay afterwards.
If it really bothers them to call it a PC, call it something else.
Right, exactly.
You don't call it a prank. Call it the AEW Damage Control Center, whatever.
Whatever Tony wants to call it. He likes naming things, whether it's Dynamite, Collision. He names all the teams.
Have a place where the wrestlers can go and work out.
Right.
Seriously. Weight training wise. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Have a weight room and a couple of rings. You don't need to have it. Dead on. No, you're right. I'm with you 100%. Speaking of young talent that's performed well and learned very great, very, very well. You've got the challenger or the number one contenders match for the NXT women's title between Lola Vice, Jada Parker, and Kalani Jordan, who you've seen. I mean, all three of these girls have done so well. Like Kalani Jordan, when she first came in, she was like a deer in headlights. You could tell she was trying to figure it out. An NIL talent who never really knew much about wrestling. A year later, she was in North American champion. I could see her easily. I could see either any one of the three of them winning this match and being the next challenger for JC Jane. It would make perfect sense.
Yep. I think they're gonna go with Lola because she's all over the place right now.
Right. I was just gonna say Lola makes the most sense. Plus, Kalani's a babyface too, but I feel like Lola, like you said, she's the hot hand. Plus, whoever wins this match, I don't think JC's going to lose the titles until she'll lose the TNA title first to Masha and then lose the NXT one, I think. So I feel like whoever wins this match isn't going to win the title, but you rarely win the title in your first title shot, first main event, first whatever. So, but this should be a good match. I think.
Yeah.
I think Lola Vice is like you said, she's everywhere, and she has gotten herself hella over that.
And what the nice thing is about NXT is when they lose a match, they don't get buried at all. They just kind of work right back into the rotation. It's amazing how it works. Exactly.
There. Yeah, no, it's smart. And like, yeah, you're right. Nobody gets crushed into powder where they've completely worthless afterwards.
Yeah, losing doesn't mean anything. Losing is just a lesson learned. You move on.
That's a great segue into this next match because Ethan Page is a prime example. He was initially had won the NXT title, lost it, and then instead of like, oh, now he's going for the North American title, all he's done is get that title and make the segments with that title be more prestigious.
Yeah,
and
it came back bigger.
Over. Yeah, it was great. And he got the Lance Storm version of the title. And now he's got this storyline that's one of the most, it's one of the more engaging storylines in NXT right now with the way Chelsea and Ethan are with the Canadian stuff and the peace treaty and things like, Chelsea Green can do no wrong in my eyes. Like she's just, the woman she puts in the work. She's willing to do what she makes the most out of whatever she's given. I've said it forever. She's the queen of minute maximization.
Yeah. And they don't, they space out what they give her too. Remember talking about Mr. Iguana and stuff like that? They're spacing this out as well. Cause Chelsea Green every week can be a little,
that's why I put this on, and that's why it's perfect to put this on NXT so she can still get in, do the work. And also, I feel like she's a person that like the WWE wants everybody else to just watch her, like not so much emulate her, but see her attitude, maybe be more like that. Like I was gonna, for people that haven't watched Unreal, or if you're not sure about watching it, if you watch one episode, it's episode 3, I think it's her episode. At least watch the stuff with her where she talks about how, what her mindset is. Like, hey, if I've got to be the goof and make myself look like an asshole and look at the lights every night to get somebody else to be the biggest star, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I want. Just that mindset is, you need more of that in wrestling than people. I got to get my shit in, and I feel like
you need more of that in everyday life. It's called a team player.
Right. Yeah, man, that's a valid point. Just try to help each other out a little bit, like don't yell at the checkout clerk because they raised the price of your favorite beer or something. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But this match, I think this is great for Tyra May Steele because obviously they've got the rocket ship strapped to her. She's the female Kurt Angle, essentially. She's an Olympic gold medalist on the female side, and she's already good on the mic. Like she's got the confidence within it. Tavion Heights breaking away from the NQCC, being in a baby face. This will be a perfect match for the baby.
What's at stake there, Jake? Do you know what's at stake?
I don't think anything really aside from pride. I'm assuming if Tavion, I would think that Tavion will pin Ethan Page so that he can get a North American title match. That would make the most sense, and it just gets everybody else more over. And Chelsea is going to sell her ass off for Tyra. I think that's the other thing that's going to be good on it, where she's just going to be like, she's gonna give her a German suplex. Chelsea Green may end up back up in Canada. I'm not sure.
Is Piper gonna be here too?
I would assume the Secret Herbalist will be there. I would assume so. Yeah, and I would think that Tyra will German both of them too.
Oh, man, maybe not. Maybe not though, because Piper was in Dublin tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just thought about it.
That would that could make sense. Although they easily could get a flight. A flight from Dublin to Massachusetts is not too bad. But we'll see. But Tyra's already given the German suplex to Piper, when she did that, I was like, yeah, this girl's got it. She was able to do that with that side. Yeah, that girl's got a bright future.
Yeah, I did see. I saw a clip of that. I was surprised.
Yeah, no, it was
pretty clean too.
Yeah, and the segments have been good. The segment done this Tuesday, it was great because they were in Philadelphia, so like the birthplace of America. Declaration of Independence kind of stuff. They did like they were trying to do like a peace treaty kind of situation with the Canadians and the Americans, and Tyra held her own. She was able to shut Chelsea down and was able to have good back and forth on the mic, and they set up this match. And it's just a great way for the veterans to teach the young kids kind of how to do this. Like, this is what NXT's for. Like, this is perfect.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The penultimate match will be the women's title match, where it's JC Jane versus Ash by Elegance, aka or FKA Dana Brooke, and Masha Slamovich. I assume JC retains because I would think that they'll have Masha do the same kind of thing as we talked about with Mike Santana of winning the title at Bound for Glory, but maybe not. I'm not sure, but I don't think it would. I don't think it'll be here, but this should be a good match.
Yeah, they got to build. They're going to build up to that.
Yeah,
Bound
and
for
they've already
Glory.
kind of started with it. No, and
Right.
I don't know if you saw on NXT, but on Tuesday it was the main event was Trick Williams versus Javon Evans to see.
I watched most of NXT this week, actually.
Nice. We got it's always entertaining. Like I said, it's never not always the best show every week, but it's always the most fun. But it was great how they did it to have Javon go over and Trick to have it out was Mike Santana distracted Trick Williams so that Trick lost so that Javon could win and sets up just a little planting those seeds, man. Mike Santana getting himself more and more over and when he wins that title in October, it's going to be massive. But the main event
before I get there, I'm so impressed with JC Jane in the ring. Like I never, okay, first of all, I don't watch NXT every week. So I get that out of the way right off the top. I don't watch it every week. So when I see her actually wrestle, it's amazing to me how good she is in the ring. Really good. And people have told me that if you had watched every week, you would see how good she actually is. But I don't watch, and I'm thoroughly impressed with her in-ring work. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, hey, there's a lot of content every week. It's hard to watch everything every week, but no, it's one of those things. It's what I put over from NXT from the beginning when we started this show. What I love about NXT is watching people improve and get it. And she's one of those ones. I mean, when she went from being, one of Mandy Rose's sidekicks to being the one. Yeah. And when she first took over the group, it was kind of like, all right, we'll see. You weren't kind of sure, but she's really coming to her own and she's earned this title shot. And I thought it was great too, how they even like initially had it being where people were saying, oh, she's the most beatable champion ever and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, hey, F you. I beat Stephanie Vaquer. I've won this, and she's defended it since, and it's been very good.
Keep that in mind. This last time I saw her was when she was with Mandy Rose in that group. And
Jesus, yeah.
Okay, that's the last time I saw her wrestle on the TNA show where she won.
Yeah,
she beat. Yeah, that's my time gap. That's my time gap there.
That's a hell of a time because I mean,
right.
Yeah, Mandy Rose was fired over a year ago, and so that's. Right. Yeah.
So I haven't seen JC Jane wrestle in that time period. And then I saw her wrestle and the last time I saw her.
A whole different wrestler. No, that's great. I mean,
it's really good.
You really can't ask for much higher. I mean, that's what NXT is supposed to do. That's what that's the whole point. That's why you have a performance center. That's why you have a developmental, and even that's so back to, we're talking about too of like, some they're going to be botches and things aren't going to be as good on TV. Okay. But hey, you got to learn. And that's why, I mean,
but she's also she's also a talent that I have noticed in the ring. And when something goes awry, she knows how to pick it up.
Yeah.
If you watch her match, if you watch some of her matches, you can tell something didn't go right and it just flows right through. You never would notice unless you're looking for it.
Lose your head. Yeah. That's a good point. And that's why she's earned this title shot. Good for her. No, that's a great point though. Cause like we talked about before, not everybody has that. And some people get, they have that one
bad in the eyes. You get she's good.
No, she's good. No. And she's a great heel promo. Like she really is. She talks shit. She's also she is. That's and she's good. She's good at shutting up the crowd. I forget what they were chanting at her at one of the times, but I don't know if they were whatting her or something, but she gave one of those immediate, like one sentence.
They were whatting her.
Yeah. And I forget what she said exactly, but it was everybody. Oh shit, she got it. Like it was just perfect. Like she knows what she's doing. No, she's got and I mean, that's also one of those things too, where she's been in the NXT long enough to see, you start seeing these other talent coming in that could either motivate you to do better or you shrink, and stars are going to get better. And shout out to JC Jane. No, I've been very impressed with her title run.
She's one of those I think is really at home here in NXT. I don't see a need for her on a main roster. I don't.
Maybe someday, but no, she could just be the queen bitch of NXT. That could be I mean, that's also not the worst gig in the world anymore either. I mean, you get paid well enough being on NXT. You don't have to be on the road every week. You're living in Orlando. Not the worst life. Not the worst life. No, that's a good point. But that's that's why I wasn't so the only surprise when I remember when she won the title, everybody was there was a lot of surprise on the internet. My only surprise was that it was Vaquer losing because Vaquer had the rocket chip strap to her, which obviously they knew what they were doing and why. But I wasn't surprised that it was JC, and I wasn't surprised that she's kept the title and done well because she has improved and she's good. She's good at this. She's a star. But
Yeah, we didn't think this was going to turn into the JC Jane Festival show, did we?
No, but yeah, right. But hey, shout out, hey, talent is talent. That's awesome. No,
she's really good. I'm impressed.
She is. No, I wholeheartedly agree. And I like hearing that from you too, because when we first started this, you were like, I haven't watched NXT. Obviously, hadn't watched since Mandy Rose until now. That's great. No, that makes me happy. That's good to hear. And then for the main event, Oba Femi versus Javon Evans. This is literally like, the irresistible force and the immovable object, pretty much. This should be a lot of fun. I don't know how many times they've been able to wrestle one-on-one. I know they've had triple threats and tag matches and things together, but
that's what I was just going to ask you.
Yeah, I'm sure there has been on TV at some point, but maybe not. I'm not sure, but they've definitely never wrestled in a main event on the pay-per-view where they're going to get time.
They got to be doing house shows, right, Jake? They got to be doing house shows together.
Yeah, so what it is it's either every other weekend or every third weekend they do like local areas around Florida where they'll go to like Lakeland. Yeah, and because you'll see pictures of them where they're at and they're sometimes at like boys and girls clubs or
it doesn't matter where they are. Who cares?
Yeah, no, but that's great, right? I think that's the best thing for young talent because as any wrestler will ever tell you, you need repetition. That's the only way to get better is doing this in front of a crowd. And they'll say, doesn't matter if the crowd's 50 people or 50,000 people, you got to be in front of them. And I still think that's why you see talents like Lexus King. Like we talked about it earlier in the show about people that have been fumbled, like Lexus King. You can see not only in his wrestling ability and the weight and but just look at his body. The guy he's trimmed, he's got muscles, he's got abs now. You can see that he's learning and getting better and improving because why? He's getting repetition, not only on television, but on the house shows. And he's been on Evolve too. That's what we talked about.
What they're doing that's smart, Jake, is they're doing, like you said, the house shows, but they're doing small venues like a high school gym or a boys and girls club. It's going to hold 300, 400 max.
Yeah.
And that's a packed house at a gym. They're going to go nuts.
Yes. The video.
That's what you want for a talent. You put 300, 400 people into an arena, you're going to hear the mouse peeing on cotton in the corner.
Seriously. Yeah.
But this is a good idea. This is a good talent friendly idea.
Yeah, no, and it's great for them too to also get that experience of wrestling, and that's where you're not in the biggest type of venue, where you get to have those interactions with the crowd. It's almost like getting a chance to wrestle what it would be like on the indies, almost.
It's like seeing your favorite band in concert in a small bar.
Yes. Yeah, no, it doesn't happen that often, but when you get to see bands in certain venues, actually, a couple of years ago, there's an act that my wife and I like, Matt and Kim, that normally play at the venues that are like 1,000 to 1,500 people. But when they were coming through Phoenix last year, both of the three venues that are that size in this area were booked. So they had to play at the 700 person venue that they would have played at years before. And we were able to get tickets, and it was amazing because you got to see a bigger band at a small venue.
Totally different experience.
Yeah. Or when we got to see Jimmy Eat World at a 300 person venue in 2019. That was fun too.
Yeah,
they're from Phoenix.
It's totally different.
Yeah, no, it is. And honestly, as a wrestling fan, like I could see that any of the kids that are younger and like they see somebody like Oba Femi or whomever, that like that's my guy. And then obviously eventually they'll be on the main roster and become big stars. Like, why wouldn't you become a big fan of it for life?
I have a question for you.
Yeah. What's up?
I know we talked with Chris Connor and stuff on this. Oba Femi going up. Do you think? I think he's perfect right here.
Yep.
At the time, I don't think there's a need for him on the roster. I know Chris thinks he should go up, and a lot of other people do too. Not just Chris. Geez.
Yeah, no. It's talked about a lot because of the size, and you can see it. Here's the thing, man. He's 27 years old.
That's the thing. Yeah.
You don't need to rush this, and he's really only been doing this for I think they signed him in. What was that? Let me pull it up. They signed him in 2021. His first match was 2022. Okay. He hasn't done that, and like he's getting better every time. You can see it, and I feel like if you put him up there now, like
you're gonna lose him.
There's definitely a chance he could succeed for sure. I feel like it's like 70-30, 80-20, and the 80 is he would burn out.
Not in today's, with the roster being the way it is now, not yet.
Right. And you nailed it too. You said it. It's not so much that they don't need it yet. You know what I mean? If there was a need, like if the roster was crap and the shows were good and you needed a fresh infusion or something, but you don't. And, there is this natural progression that's going to come in the next few years of guys aging out, like Randy Orton's not got the longest of time. Roman's already part-time. Cena, Lesnar. I mean, you've got even Cody really only probably has 3 more years at this pace. There's a point. I mean, the Usos turned 40 today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's 27 plus. Right now, he gets to be like, king shit and get to be the top of the heap and learn what it is to be the face of a brand.
These two guys combined don't equal John Cena's age.
Jesus Christ, that's crazy. It's when you say it out loud. You're right though, because no, that's
maybe I'm off a little bit there.
No, I don't think
I'm right.
No, yeah, because I think
John's 21.
Yeah, and
Oba's 27, so
and I think Cena's 49.
Yeah, I got it. Okay.
Yeah, it's close, but still, it's still, no, that's a value. It's a very and it's. I don't think he's unhappy with what he's doing. I don't think he's
not
because he's really. I mean, there was a point when he was wrestling on NXT where they were like, "This is his 13th match or something." And you're like, "Jesus Christ!"
Yeah. That
wasn't that long ago.
Individual too. He follows me on Twitter, so obviously he's very.
That's awesome. That's great. That's great. Hey, I know the man
follows you. Don't be high carding me on Oba Femi.
Well, I was just no. Oba following you is cooler because Oba only follows like let's say he follows 100, 200, 300. John Cena follows 1.1 million people. So I'm literally one of a million instead of one in a million. No, that's awesome. No, like I also took the plunge and got the blue check mark of Twitter too. Mostly you did it for your OCD. I did it for the reach. The tweets get more views when you do it that way. So when I post the videos, they get more views. That's really all I want. It's all we want. It's more people to see this stuff and interact with us. Jump into the spaces, ask questions, talk to us. We're here to have fun. But no, I'm
we're gonna have some
excited for that show.
Good stuff coming in September, folks.
We do. Yeah, and leading into the end of the year, we got some big things coming, and then the year ends and we get into WrestleMania season, and we're gonna keep at this because this is still the most fun stuff we do. I look forward to this every week. I'm really excited for this Sunday and NXT Heatwave. I might be a little bit tired from the road, but I'll drink a couple 5-hour energies.
I'll keep you going. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, it'll be fun. No, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. The watch-alongs I always look at watch-alongs like the old. For the older fans that understand it, they're the pay-per-view parties, where you get the pay-per-views for $50 or $40 or whatever. You get 6-7 guys together. Everybody chips in $5 or everybody brings beer or pizza or whatever, and you hang out. That's all of us doing that, but from our homes or from our vacation spots. So
you're buying me pizza? You're buying me pizza for Sunday?
Hey, if you want to come out to San Diego, there's an extra room. Come on out.
Be on my way.
Yeah, if we get us both out of this heat, man. You got your humidity, and I got my fucking death sun. But that is NXT Heatwave and AEW Forbidden Door. Should be a fun Sunday, a good big weekend. I think that's everything we wanted to cover. Anything else you got? Anything else? Show notes?
No, I'll give you my next classic match of the week, probably Sunday.
Nice.
And then our next episode is episode 25.
Yeah, we are knocking these out.
Along.
Yeah, and it was either our last spaces or not the last one, but the one before was our 20th spaces too. It's like, damn, I guess we're really putting out some content here. This is fun. I'm loving it, and we seem to get more viewers and more subscribers every day, every week. So please, if you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, share it with your friends. Come out and hang out with us in spaces.
Comment.
It'll be a good time.
Comment.
Yes.
Away in the comments, please.
And we will comment back. We like it. We like to return the comments back. So awesome. Well, thanks everybody. We appreciate you all, and we will catch you next time. Peace.